Welcome to Heritage Auction's signature rare books auction, presented in 755 lots of rare books, maps, prints, and original art. Open for bidding now and closing on April 11th, live in New York and online at ha.com/6085. The cover lot for our catalog is John Gould's The Birds of Europe, published in London between 1832 and 1837 in 5 imperial folio volumes. This stunning feat in the realm of natural history contains all 449 hand-colored illustrations on 448 lithographed plates, the majority of the plates by Elizabeth Gould, from sketches by Gould, with the remainder by Edward Lear. It is a gorgeous set and a complete copy of Gould's monumental work, with Lear's exquisitely rendered plates, a great confluence of artistry, technique, and production. Another fine production of the 19th century can be found with Lot 36009, Gardner's photographic sketchbook of the war, published in Washington, D.C. in 1865 and 1866. The 2 oblong folio volumes are complete with 100 albumen prints mounted on larger sheets with lithographed frames and captions. This work is the most celebrated collection of Civil War photographs ever produced and contains what the ICP Encyclopedia of Photography called many of the most graphic and memorable Civil War images that have come down to us. We also have in this auction the deepest assortment of modern literature that we've been privileged to offer, which can be seen with Lot 36171, an uncommonly nice copy of one of 750 numbered copies of the first edition of James Joyce's Ulysses, and with a special run of William Faulkner limited editions, namely Go Down Moses, and some of the rarest Faulkner first editions in dust jackets, including Sanctuary, inscribed and signed, As I Lay Dying, Soldier's Pay, Sartoris, and Light in August. For fans of modern horror, it doesn't get any better than Stephen King. Lot 36120 is a special advance proof of King's first novel, Carrie, inscribed by the author to his close friend Phil Flip Thompson, who dared King to write a novel about a woman, thus resulting in the writing of this very book. Just as important, if not more important, it is the first book Stephen King ever signed, with his inscription reading, "For Flip and Karen, 2 of the best there are," and I mean that. By the way, this is the first book I've signed in my life. It's kind of fun. All the best, no matter what. Stephen King, February 4, 1974. We have the distinct pleasure to present at auction in a separate catalog the James and Deborah Boyd collection, featuring over 200 fine books in economics, military history, literature, and science. Chief among the Boyd collection titles, a 1776 first edition of Adam Smith's groundbreaking work of economics, An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of the Wealth of Nations, described by Printing and the Mind of Man as the first and greatest classic of modern economic thought. Lot 36256 has been described as a grand and permanent contribution to English literature and one of the great modern rarities. It is the extremely scarce 1926 privately printed subscriber's edition of T.E. Lawrence's great epic, The 7 Pillars of Wisdom, a triumph of book illustration and production, and one of only 170 complete copies initialed by Lawrence. Another rare Boyd title is a foundational work of science, the 1859 first edition of Charles Darwin's controversial On the Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection, a work that remains revered and reviled to the present day, and has been called both the most important biological book ever written and the most influential scientific work of the 19th century. Last among the highlights here for the Boyd collection is Lot 36262, a 1902 first edition of the Book of the American Presidents, made unique by the insertion of a wonderful collection of autographed letters and documents signed by each president from George Washington to Herbert Hoover, including handsome examples from Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt. For a complete listing of what is perhaps our best rare books auction yet, please go to ha.com/6085. We hope to see you in New York or hear from you by phone or email if you have any questions. Thank you and good luck.